My lord, dude. What the fuck was that? It's Ramadan, bro. What is this? This is haram.
Jesus.
Bro.
Okay.
Think about the Muslim juicers, bro. They're fucking fasting.
Bro, my bad, man. My bad. Chat. Guys, sorry about that, man. Okay, then what about bro, what about Valorant? Doesn't Tencent own Riot Games, Riot Game Valorant, Riot Vanguard on my computer?
Yeah.
And Vanguard is in the absolute core of my computer, sucking my juice, and it's linked directly to fucking China, yo.
Yeah. I mean, no, like, yeah. Exactly. That's why I said League of Legends. Yeah.
Bro, yeah. I'm pretty sure like
the difference is congresspersons' children are watching TikTok nonstop. 200 million Americans is the number that they fucking mentioned. Not every single person's children are playing Valorant child game. That's the main difference. It's more about like what you point the finger at. What you point the finger of it, like what you pay attention to. You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah, that's what people are upset about, because TikTok is like so massive. You know what I mean? You can make that argument about Discord. You can make that argument about like so many companies that are owned by Chinese conglomerates.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of difficult because I feel like the point is to create the most competitive, best product they can. I think a lot of documentaries that I've watched, or like pseudoscience or scientists, or whatever, they all study data from all these social networks, and they're like, well, this is made to be as addictive as possible. Well, I do agree. I do agree that it being addictive is a byproduct, right, of making the people want to use the app, making it competitive, making it a better product. If somebody uses your app a lot, the product is good. It's addicting. Yes, I get it. I get everybody work with like a fucking psychologists and fucking like lead people. That I get that, but everybody is. It's a competitive market. Everybody is fighting for people's attention, and it's a hyper-competitive market, right? If you want to make a better product. And yeah, that's just it.
And when you can't make a better product, when you've tried and you can't make a better product, and like your innovation is like fucking VR or whatever, like Meta was doing, which was dog shit, right? Then what do? You tell the people that you've paid in Congress, the politicians that you've paid to fucking bully TikTok, because it's a Chinese company and a lot of people hate China. Americans are like terrified of China. You can get away with like that kind of messaging too, and then force them to sell it to an American, American wealthy guy. So that's they're basically using China to rent seek or they're basically using the government, Congress, to rent seek and forcibly acquire TikTok. So TikTok's counter, on the other hand, is we'll just sell, like we won't divest. But all of your data will be inside of a Texas facility, and it'll be owned by Oracle, an American company.
That seems fair enough to me as a solution. It seems pretty dank.
Well, if the actual concern was privacy, if the actual concern was like literal privacy of American citizens, then that would be the perfect solution, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. All right. Yeah. So, is there small question? Yeah, not on discussion. Is there anything that ever comes out of, because these things happen all the time, right? These like hearings or whatever that are really stupid. Is there anything good that ever comes from this? Is there anything at all that ever gets produced or progressed through with this dog shit?
Is there any what at all that gets produced through this dog shit?
Is there any progress through this interaction of CEOs and Congress people through their questioning and answers? Is there anything good that happens from these discussions?
I think in a lot of instances, this stuff is just it's just nothing. It's just posturing. It's a little bit of content. Usually these deals are cut and people have their own perspectives on the matter before they actually engage in this theater. But it is theater ultimately.
It is theater, yeah. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling to see these guys talk, and these guys are like the leaders. I mean, these guys, these Congress people, these are they lead, they just control the game. Like the game meaning everybody in the United States, right? These people that are on this stage.
Well, not particularly. I don't think they have a lot of. I mean, they have power together, right, through the legislative body. But the reality is, they're not working for any individual interest beyond the interest of corporations. You know what I mean? Like they're all fucking dumbasses in suits that look like they're doing something, but ultimately what they're doing is whatever corporations want. The example I use often is this. Okay. In America, the American government works at the behest of corporations. In China, the corporations work at the behest of the Chinese government. That's the main difference. So either you have full corporate control over the government, like you have in America, or you have full corporate control over corporations by the government, like you have in China.
Well, I mean, it doesn't sound too bad to me, to be honest. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it too literally.
Which one do you think is worse? I mean, it depends, right? If corporate interests are all that matters in governance, then we're going to do whatever the fuck corporations want. Even if like the entire nation wants something, there's not going to be real democratic process. There is no democratic process in China either, because it's at the behest of whatever CCP decides, right? So if the CCP decides, you've sold spoiled milk to thousands of children, we are now going to execute you for corruption, okay, and for bribing an official, then China gets to do that, right? That would never happen in America.
Yeah, whoa. Okay. What about a hybrid? What about if the government had a big final say about stuff, right? But it was mostly user/people, like an actual democracy.
Yeah,
right?
no, what you're describing is yes, I agree. That is actually the best.
And the government would come in sometimes and be like, okay, guys, listen, I'm gonna tell you guys how it is, okay? On this decision, you guys all said you want this. You're all pretty fucking stupid. We're not doing this, right? And then they could like overturn some shit, right? I think that'd be pretty.
No,
good.
what you're describing is literally what it's supposed to be, and how it's supposed to work under democracy. What you're describing is how the American government is supposed to work, how we claim it works in theory, but it's never how it works. So you're right. You're absolutely correct. That is how you're supposed to do it.
I just guessed that on the fly. I had no idea what I was saying, but it just seemed logical to me.
No, it is logical. Why do you think it's illogical the moment I agree with you? What the fuck?
Well, because I just thought that I sound like almost like I was like that I was radicalized, saying that like I think it should be in the interest of the people. It should be the people's what they want, but sometimes the people are dumb. A lot of times, sometimes it's like a veto.
I agree. I think that that's why we talked about seatbelts, right? Like, or drunk driving. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers, if there were no laws against it, motherfuckers would be like, well, I can drive drunk and be fine. It's not about drunk drivers. The problem is drunk crashers. You know what I mean? That's what they would say. But you got to have some fucking laws. Now, the problem is that when you bring up common sense and people say you're radical, that's more of an issue about how shitty the system is that we exist under. That's not your fault. You didn't say anything crazy. Yeah, you said something rational.
Well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I mean, it just because I don't know what is the best political system or whatever, right? I just can't but feel like it seems like the corporations with the money just buy everybody out and everybody's a bot, and the whole thing is just it's like Moneyball, right? But even worse than Moneyball. That's how it feels to me. And it's like, well, this is kind of dog shit, right? This is kind of trash, is it not? Is this not just complete dog shit?
What?
It seems like
the current. You're saying you don't know what the best way forward is, right? You don't know what the best system is, but what? But currently, it seems like we're just going random.
No. Currently, it seems like right now it's like is like the government how it works is like it's like Moneyball, right? You seen the movie Moneyball before?
Yeah, with Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill, right? But I don't know. I don't really remember what it was in Moneyball.
It's like a massive pay to win, and then they just all like I guess like buy them, right?
It is pay to win, yeah.
Not pay to win.
Yeah, the American government is pay to win, 100%.
Yeah, so I mean, how did they let this come into what it is right now? Why is that? Has there never been any self awareness as this developed to like not make it as bad as this? And
Yes,
like,
that's
guys, this is
so the entire existence of the federal government is supposed to basically, like, everyone starts off at the same point that, like, if you let corporations go crazy, we're going to have 1920s America. You know what I mean? The Gilded Age. Like, they're going to go crazy. They're going to use child labor. They're going to do whatever the fuck they can. They're going to enslave people. You know what I mean? They're going to do whatever the fuck they can, which is why, like, governments are formed, right? Governments are formed in some ways to be in liberal democracies. They're basically formed to stop all of the worst aspects of corporations, of corporate greed, right? That's why. That's what the government is supposed to do, like in a normal situation. Now, if I were to point you to examples of like that kind of still existing, I think one of the best examples is like European social democracies, where they do have some laws and some protections. You know what I mean? Like in America, for example, when you have a deposit, you have to give your landlord your deposit. In many instances, your landlord just steals that fucking yoinks your deposit. I found out yesterday that in New Zealand, the government came in, saw that that was bullshit, and basically set up a system where you have to put it in a government bank. Like, you give it to someone else, so the landlord can't just fucking yoink it, right? So that's like one way that they saw a problem and dealt with it, right?
Bro, in California, bro, I saw this shit, this squatting thing. Somebody gets into your house.
Oh, the Airbnb thing?
And now it's their house.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Someone someone used pre-existing laws to basically use it to their advantage. Now that's a little crazy, obviously. I think that does go too far. But
it's California to me.
No, that's not. But that's a distraction. That's like a one-off for the most part.
Okay.
That like,
one-off.
yeah, it's not like a common thing that's happening. What's actually happening is that there are hundreds of thousands of empty, vacant houses right now in Los Angeles, and there's around 56,000 to 60,000 homeless people in the streets. So, if it were up to me, I would try to make those empty houses full in some ways, while simultaneously building new houses as well. Government-funded houses, especially because we have a lot of surplus in the tune of billions of dollars.
Well, I assume that without supervision, I mean, what if things get broken, destroyed, dirtied, or whatever? Like, who's gonna pay for that?
We do pay for that. We pay for it with our taxes already. We pay a tremendous amount of taxes. I mean, I pay right now, living in fucking Los Angeles, California. I pay basically the same level of taxes I would pay if I was in like fucking Norway. You know what I mean? And I get nothing in return for that. It's awful. Why? Because they take a lot of that money, and instead of spending it on education, instead of spending it on roads, instead of spending it on public housing, which would literally eradicate the homelessness problem and normalize the housing market a little bit, they spend it on fucking police. They don't spend it on the actual ways to solve problems. They spend it on Band-Aids. Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right. So what about this? Okay. What about
it's
this?
like if a pharmaceutical company figured out the cure to cancer, but it was it was beneficial for them to keep cancer around and like literally beef up the medication that you have to take for the rest of your life instead of like the one-off cure.
Cancer. Well, I mean the cure to cancer, bro. Isn't cancer just like a bad deviation of like fucking cells and shit like that? isn't like cancer like a concept? It's kind of hard to like find a cure to a concept, like a mutation. It's like
Um,
am I saying it right?
I
Isn't cancer a
I think so. I mean,
mechanism?
I'm not like super. I don't know. I'm not super knowledgeable on like biology and how cancer works. But from what I understand, it's literally just like replicating cells, right? Like a cluster that just goes fucking crazy and keeps like uncontrollably growing.
Okay. But yeah, okay. That was the point, but I get it though. Okay. What if all the houses I invented this new patent, and basically you make your house right, like all the walls, everything has like a layer right of disposable something on it, and then it's like you can't dirty it or break it because it's like there's like a layer of garbage, like a layer in it, right? And if people want to fucking, if I almost want people in my, if people want, they want to live in my house that's like vacant, yo, fuck it, squat in, bro. I don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah,
And then
people do that actually, and then police like rip them forcibly from those homes. This happened in Oakland, where a bunch of pregnant mothers got together who were homeless and like squatted in an empty house, and then they've literally fucking rolled tanks through to like forcibly remove them from the house, because ultimately it's the same principle, right? Housing is obviously a right. Like when you think about it, you need shelter to survive. Animals literally look for fucking caves to make sure that they can like survive the elements, right? When it rains or whatever the fuck. It's such an understandable position. Like it's a right. But in the
yeah,
United States of America, housing is seen as a vehicle to it's seen as an asset. It's seen as a vehicle to make money instead of a right. So, and it's severely protected because originally in its inception, they wanted every American to be able to have a house, like the white picket fence. That was the dream, right?
well, all
So
right,
so
what?
basically, they set up a lot of measures to protect you, to help you buy a house and to basically protect you having a house. And then capitalism happened, where people were like, "Oh shit, we can use these protective measures to literally make more money off of just sitting on these fucking houses
Mhm.
and renting it out to other people."
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It's kind of hard for me to find find a solution to that.
I mean, there are
Right?
places, right? Like Red Vienna is a great example of this. I can show you a short documentary that you can watch. Austria found a solution to the homelessness problem.
So,
Vienna is a very dense city, and 65% of the housing in Vienna is owned by the government. It's like public housing.
okay.
But yeah,
What if you had a big building, right, full of places to sleep, and it was all for the homeless, run by the homeless, right? And instead of paying some people, instead of paying employees to like wash or whatever, right? Well, they paid their own homeless, right, for them to stay, and then they maintain the whole place, right? Wouldn't that be kind of dank though? Like they get to live there, and then all it wait, that's not slavery.
no,
Like
what you're describing is, well, they wouldn't be homeless anymore because they what you're describing is actually what a lot of places what some form of what a lot of places actually implement. It's called a housing first policy. Okay? Cuz the number one thing that you need to do in order to eviscerate homelessness, like not as a preventative measure but as a solution, right, to homelessness, the first thing you need to do is give them shelter. So what you're describing is basically cooperatively owned housing projects, or like a commune. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So your idea is actually not all that crazy, especially because you start off by giving them a home, and then after that, the healing can take place. Like because there's a lot of issues with homeless people. There's a lot of issues with homeless people that, for example, have like drug issues, like they're severely addicted, depending on like how
well,
many
bro,
years they've been homeless, or like have mental illness problems and shit like that. You know what I mean? They have a lot of trauma. So then you can start working with like social workers to implement measures to ensure that they can like become productive members of society again. You know.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I just thought, what if they live there, right? Live in a spot, right? They buy, and it's like okay, well, you get to live here every day. If you spend 4 hours a day, like either cleaning stuff, doing the dishes, or making people's beds, or passing the broom or whatever, right? And the rest of the day, you can do whatever you want, and then boom, and then the whole building will be like maintained on its own. Boom, boom, boom. No.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying that like homeless people should be given conditional housing on the conditions that they like clean up their own mess if they have a mess. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, be kind of chill.
I mean, I think that there are obviously issues with that. I think because some people are not going to be able to do that. There's a lot of disabled homeless people. You know what I mean? Like it just depends on who has the means to be able to do that. I think that isn't the worst idea, but depending on like their level of mental illness, you know.
Give me the best idea possible then, and then we'll move on.
I think the best idea is that we set up programs with a fuckload of social workers, which means so many well-paid jobs. We pay social workers better too, obviously, and then we implement a system where we either tax vacant homes out of existence or decommodify housing in some other ways, right? Make it like as difficult as possible to be a fucking landlord so that people aren't just sitting on empty properties with the hopes that like the property value accumulates, right? With the property value appreciates, so they can like sell it 10 years down the line and spruce it up a little bit and have workers have well-funded, well-paid employees go into these communes that you're describing to both manage the commune simultaneously and also offer a lot of mental health services and things like that, vocational training services and things like that as well, all to reintegrate homeless people back into society, no matter how long they've been homeless and no matter how traumatized they've been.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
But again, just like with healthcare, right? In America, healthcare is like super fucked. You know that. There are working examples of this, but you will never see it in American news. American media never talks about it in positive ways. You notice that?
Why would they? Until it's good. I mean, why say it's good? Unless people are
no. I'm saying like there are working examples of other countries implementing socialized healthcare, right? Like,
like what?
There are other countries that have socialized healthcare that like works. You know what I mean?
Like what?
Like almost the entirety of European nations have some level of socialized healthcare, whether it be nationalized in the UK, which is underfunded, so it's like not the best example, but like Canada has a fucking form of socialized medicine. It's not the best because it's underfunded, but it's still better than America's.
It does pretty good. I think there's a lot of missing staff. And then, it's underfunded.
Yeah, it's underfunded because they do that deliberately. They do that deliberately. They underfund it. The right wing, the right wingers in the government underfund it so that it's like shitty, so that they can make a justification for privatizing it further, so it looks like America's healthcare system.
Oh,
because then people can make money.
Yeah, you have to put a bunch of laws behind that because I feel like most people, they're like doctors. And it's a no-brainer if you're gonna go private or something, to do some fucking private shit and fucking bank up. I mean, bruh, if I got a medical degree, the United States fucked me dry for like 10 years, full of student debt and dog shit. I went right out of college and I said, "Yo, dude, either you do 65K, we're in this beat down dog shit, poorly lit at a hospital where you have to take a bus and a fucking subway to get there." Or take the Mercedes to the fucking prayer clinic and make my lips look big. Bro, fuck it, bro. I know what I'm doing. Like, shit. Like, I mean, can you really blame them?
I mean, yeah, rich people want healthcare to remain privatized because they can pay for it, but it still fucks them over too. In the, is that what you're talking about? I think I misunderstood what you were saying.
Well, I mean, it's all very privatized and shit like that, right? Like in Canada, it's all like public shit, right? If you have a problem, right? If you have a problem, let's say with your knee, you can just go to the hospital and it's going to be paid for. It's free, right?
Yeah.
It'll take a long time, but it'll get there. But afterwards, what you can do, you go private, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the salaries for the doctors over there and whatnot are probably way higher. They better make way more bank at private, right? Because it's pay to win.
Yeah. From what I understand, you have to factor in like the social safety nets that that countries have, because like, yes, they do make less money. Doctors make less money in other countries than they do in the United States of America, for sure. Because they also, like, people make less money in general in other countries than they do in the United States of America, because the United States of America has no safety nets that you factor in when you're looking at the quality of life, right? But ultimately, one of the major issues, and this is something I talk about regularly, is education. Medical school is insanely expensive. So you're taking on a fuckload of debt. So you can't justify doctors taking on, almost a fucking $1 million of debt and then turn around and be like, yeah, now you have to work for less money than you would in a public facility. You can't justify that, which is why you have to make healthcare education, you have to make medical school and nursing also free, as it is the case in pretty much every other fucking country that we're talking about.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, education,
Yeah, education has to also be free as well.
Yeah, I think USA is fucking trolling with the whole education thing. Yeah.
Well, there was a 10-year study that just came out, or there was a study that was like talked about in 2013 about America's healthcare outcomes. This is actually very relevant, and it showed that our life expectancy has actually gone down. It's like 72 now, I think. America's life expectancy has gone down in comparison to every other comparable rich country, every other OECD nation. Yeah. And we pay the most for healthcare out of pocket. Our out of pocket cost for healthcare, like overall cost for healthcare, is literally like 10x other countries.
Jesus, that's actually fucking cooked. Yeah, listen, I didn't want to bring, I'm not even bringing Train up in this. Okay. I wish that people that were rich, right, went to like things to donate to or whatever. I wish people remembered where it all begun. Cool, yo, and they donate for like scholarships or grants to people that care. Bro, you guys say says you, bro. I never tell you guys about this, okay? Because I don't like talking about numbers and how I do it. Bro, I donate to certain schools for people that have the grades that are motivated to go to school that cannot afford it and come from places that are difficult to have access to be able to get the money they need to get to these schools and educate, motherfucker. It's important, man. It's important because I was at a school, okay, and I remember what it was like. See, people that couldn't afford it, and that sucked. That sucked. I didn't like that, and that resonated. I'm not trying to be like I just thought virtue single Andy is that resonated a lot with me, and I feel like it's so little to help, and it does so much. And all it takes for one or two guys that you hit with one of these like grants, and whenever they start balling out and make a lot of money, what do you think these guys are gonna do? Yo, when I was at my lowest and I had nothing, some motherfucker gave me money for me to go to school. I'll do the same thing, and then boom. Everybody does this shit.
Yes, I don't do donations because it makes me a good person. I do donations because I can, and because it makes me feel good. I don't think that that's it. And I know that like it will help other people because I have the capability of doing it, and because I know it helps other people. That's it.
That is true.
Charity is a band-aid. The systems are broken. If our system was functional, then there would be no need for charity. You could still do it if you wanted to, but there would be no need for it if our system wasn't fundamentally broken. Also, I understand why you're, dude. If Congress saw your fucking TikTok tabs, bro, they would literally lose their minds. They would be like, okay, this is what's happening to our nation's youth. Okay, Canadians are coming in. Canadians are coming in and eviscerating the minds of the American children with this TikTok addiction.
Bro, yeah, of course. These tabs, this is a weapon, bro. I'm merely a merchandiser. I get clients come in the chat. They want brain rot. I deliver. The app allows me to do it. I just sell garbage because people are buying in tons of it.
Bro, you know how people say like, oh, you don't need that much RAM, lol, for fucking React Andy shit? You need it, motherfucker. Look at this. You need a fucking, you need a 4090. You need like NASA level fucking computing systems to be able to have a Google Chrome that can have that many fucking tabs open, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's real shit. Also, watch this with me. I'll link in the chat. Click on this at the same time, like activity. Click on this.
I sent you 2 videos that are funny. Okay. You watch that. What is this? Oh, I've seen that. I know what this is.
Okay.
Because democracy basically means...
Thanks for talking to me. If I have a question, I'll give you a call, all right?
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, watch the 2 videos that I showed you. One is about drunk driving. It's funny. It's a TikTok. And then the other one is a very short documentary about Red Vienna.
Okay, I'm click both.
All right, peace.
Happy time. Take care, man.
That was another wonderful, productive conversation with XQCal. XQCCP. Here, I'll show you guys the fucking people in the 80s reacted to new laws against drunk driving as well. Meanwhile, what you should be reacting to is the top of the hour ad break, of course, which comes at the top of the hour. You don't actually have to see the ad break, though. Fear not. You can subscribe for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime, or by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, or by getting gifted a sub if you're lucky, and that will be another way that you can avoid the ads at the top of the motherfucking hour. Okay, here's a 3-minute ad break now, though. Tomoto87, thank you for the 5, get the subs. Y'all were like Marx and XQC out there. Well done. Yeah. XQ. Yeah. He's Felix Yengels. You think more than 50% of the U.S. population was against drunk driving laws? I don't actually know what percentage of people were against it. I actually don't know. That's an interesting thing to cover. I wonder what percentage of Americans, like at the time, were literally against drunk driving laws. I wonder. But my joking theory always is that in America, you can find 30% of Americans to agree on anything, no matter how fucking stupid it is. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and say at least 30% without even finding out about it.
The attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting common is when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day, and then get in your truck and at least drink 1 or 2 beers.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seat belt when you're driving. And pretty soon we're going to be a communist country.
Hell yeah, brother. They're right. They're right. It's not even... It's not the drunk drivers that are a problem. It's the drunk crashers, dude. Drunk crashers are out there giving all of us drunk drivers a bad name. I hate that, brother. This is how communism started. I asked ChatGPT about the drunk driving opinions. Drunk driving laws were enacted in the United States in the 1980s, and public opinion polls from that time indicate that there was a significant support for such laws. 79% of Americans supported the idea that law would make it illegal to drive with a blood alcohol level of above 0.10. The poll also found that, okay, yeah, this is back when America, the American government actually did things, okay? This is back when the American government actually did things. It's not, we're beyond that point now, okay? Wait, Andrew Schultz on Joe Rogan, warning Schultz went woke? That's another motherfucker who I've been working on right here. I mean, he also, obviously, all of this stuff the starting point is individuals that are interested in learning and interested in changing their minds. But like Andrew's always been a very interesting guy on that front. Bro is literally just making shit up. This means nothing. Wait, really? Canadian politics, French protesters doing a Sanji kick on cops. I already watched the Jordan Klepper shit. AIs don't know statistics. Oh, I thought they like pulled it from. I thought they pull it from like actual information on the internet. No, it doesn't look things up. It makes shit up. Oh no. Okay. What is it? Bing that actually? Is it Bing that actually fucking shows it? Here, I'll show you XQC's video.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
We both enjoy Osho quotes. In this clip features Osho, an individual and spiritual teacher that was born as Rajneesh Chandra Mohan. Despite the controversy surrounding Osho and his communes, his teachings continue to inspire many people around the world. Yeah, he's a... yeah. Controversies. What are the controversies, I think? Anyway, let's not get into all that. What was I going to show you? Oh, we are back on TikTok. We're back on the TikTok train. I got to pee and I got to heat up my chicken real quick, but hold on here. Watch this. Watch the CEO talk about it. Watch the CEO talk about his perspective after his congressional hearing.
Hey guys, it's Show here.
And then we'll do Schultz and Rogan. Hold on.
Before Congress, and I wanted to share my thoughts about the experience with you. Now, before I do that, I really want to thank you for the comments in the last video. Now, TikTok is all about conversations and community, and I'm so grateful to hear from all of you. Now, here are a few of my favorites. Now, that is what it's all about. A lot was said at the hearing, but I hope you heard the message, the important message, that it is our responsibility to protect more than 150 million Americans who love and use our platform. Now, this is why I'm making the following commitments to you. Number one, we will continue to keep safety, especially for teenagers, a top priority. Second, we will continue to protect your data from unauthorized foreign access. Now, in the US, American data will be stored on American soil by an American company overseen by American personnel. Third, we will ensure that TikTok remains a platform for free expression and that it cannot be manipulated by any government. And fourth, we will be transparent and give access to third-party independent monitors to keep us accountable for our commitments. Now, we know that trust is built with every decision we make. We are proud of the groundbreaking work we are doing to be the most trusted platform in the world. Thank you for listening. I hope you share this information with your friends, your family, and your elected officials on why TikTok is important.
He's too media trained. I don't like it. I don't like that he's like too trustworthy looking, and it's like freaking me out, dude. It actually is freaking me out. I will stand on this. I know a lot of you are saying he's so hot. I know a lot of you are saying he's like very good, and you're right. You're right about that. And that freaks me the fuck out. Not because he's like, you know, working at the behest of China or anything, but like CEOs are improving. CEOs are improving. This is not a good thing, okay? This is a bad thing. You don't want CEOs coming across like normal human beings. You don't want that. You want them to be like the fucking lecherous demons that they actually are so that people can get angry at them. Like Zuckerberg is a perfect example of like what a lizard person is. and he has no human consciousness. He is like gained sentience to some degree. It's like AI if AI gained sentience and wore a human's skin. Freaking me out a little bit.
Problems of social media platforms, content moderation, algorithmic discrimination, and safety are neither new nor unique to TikTok. For example, I was disturbed by reports that TikTok content moderation algorithm flagged words like black or Black Lives Matter.
This is true. Oh, what the fuck? How come this isn't getting like a lot of play in the media? That's weird, bro.
Matter as inappropriate content. So my first question, Mr. Chu, is do you agree that platforms like TikTok should be subject to regular audits or transparency requirements to identify whether policies have a disparate impact on communities that are protected classes like race, religion, national origin, or gender?
I think, Congresswoman, I think platforms should be very transparent. You can come and say whatever you want, as long as you don't violate the rules of safety that were put in place.
It is vital that the diverse culture of the United States is reflected online, but I'm concerned the algorithms and content moderation practices employed by TikTok are ignorant to the fundamental diversity while also failing to remove content that is harmful. My next question to you is, it's my understanding that users must be in good standing to be eligible for compensation from TikTok's Creator Fund. For example, they can't have violated community guidelines.
Impossible to not do that. But also, impossible to not do that on TikTok. But also, like, you're getting 3 cents anyway. Let's be real.
Is this correct?
There are some details there, but directionally, yes.
If TikTok's algorithm is flagging content incorrectly,
do you think without TikTok that Tay would got so big? Fuck no. Abso-fucking-lutely not, dude. TikTok, you know what the worst part about TikTok is? Fucking gender wars, okay? Women are literally fucking talking about how men are scum and like deserve to be killed, and men are talking about how women are scum and deserve to be fucking killed. But nonstop. Every single conversation on TikTok deviates into gender war, and Andrew Tate was at he was the bald beacon of hope for all men. Straight up, every single fucking conversation. Like, it's the one place where like misandry unironically pops off and misogyny pops off everywhere, certainly also on TikTok as well. It's just so unhinged. That's what I mean. It's like everything is radical, but not even in the right way. You know what I mean? You can have radical politics. You can have revolutionary politics, especially when the systems are so fucked up and common sense seems uncommon and radical. But on TikTok, it's not even well-read and decent opinions. Half the time, it's just like literally whoever says the most unhinged shit. It's like Twitter. If every Twitter user had a septum ring and was popping the fuck off on like Twitter takes, but on TikTok. Whoever can be the most condescending and psychopathic. Exactly. It's literally like TikTok politics is a race to the bottom. Okay? It is an absolute race to the fucking bottom of like whoever the most insane people are. And every single person, like we watched yesterday, even like people who are ostensibly on the right side of politics or whatever, are saying some of the most unhinged shit because they're not well read and they haven't developed political opinions off of like real world experiences. Yeah, it's just like the TikTok video we watched yesterday of that girl who said all white people are upholding white supremacy and are racist because they're white just by being white. Okay? Like when you dive deeper into the subject matter, there are clearly understandable positions that you can take away from that, but that's not what she's doing.
Resulting in creators violating community guidelines when in fact they have not. Those creators would not be eligible to receive compensation under the Creator Fund, correct?
We do have an appeals process.
You have an appeals process, okay.
Yes.
In my view, if TikTok employs algorithms that disproportionately remove content from Black creators, it disproportionately silences and excludes Black creators from compensation opportunities. And this problem happens in parallel to the...
If she only knew TikTok's compensation opportunities were literally so marginal and so laughable that it doesn't even matter if Black creators can't get in on it or not. That is the... Like this is a well-intentioned statement. This is a well-intentioned sentiment that she's expressing. And like on its face, it's not false. But TikTok's compensation is so awful that like basically the real problem is the hyper moderation towards certain communities, and not necessarily that like they're not allowed to be compensated because of that hyper moderation, because that compensation is meaningless ultimately.
Lack of adequate recognition, attribution, and compensation to Black creatives for their content. The exploitation, cultural misappropriation.
Like, Mr. Show is probably thinking, oh, if you only knew how little we pay every content creator regardless.
Creations, the erasure of Black creatives' ownership of their fashion, art, and media is nothing new. We need transparency, accountability, and bold action to mitigate against misinformation, bias, and exclusion of certain communities from the opportunities present on platforms like TikTok. So let me just say this. I'm concerned about transparency. I am concerned about algorithmic accountability. And I'm not clear that your organization holds those values.
Yeah. She addresses good points. And I don't have an issue with it. It's just that like if she was a little bit more knowledgeable, if she wasn't like a boomer, I think she would know that there is like the real issue is just simply over moderating certain communities deliberately, like moderating the usage of the word Black or in Black Lives Matter, because that actually eviscerates your viewability. But I guess as someone in the chat pointed out, it's a sticking point because monetary compensation like brings up legal trouble, I guess. Like you can make a legal argument in that regard. You know what I mean? Don't like the way you said Black. Shut the fuck up.
TikTok as a platform has created
I mean, she's joking. She's joking. Chill, everybody. Or he's joking. Calm down.
Community and a space for free speech for 150 million
I gotta
Americans
pee.
and counting.
I didn't end up peeing. I'm gonna get my chicken.
That includes many of the content. That's right. That includes many of the content creators that I just met with in my office. They talk to me about a sense of family. They talk to me about a sense of community. They talk to me about a place that is helpful to their mental health and to their sense of belonging and well-being. They talk to me about finding a place where they can communicate with others like them and learn to love themselves even further. And I so appreciate them being that honest and vulnerable with me in terms of how they engage with TikTok. TikTok is also not just a space for building community, but it's used as an educational tool where you have professors and teachers providing content for students to engage with and learn from. That is what TikTok is for so many Americans. It's also a place where 5 million small businesses are selling their products and services and making a living. Making a living at a time where our economy is struggling in so many ways. So we're talking about free speech for everyday Americans. We're talking about small business owners who use TikTok to grow their business. And my question is, and we're going to pivot to the other part of the conversation, why the hysteria and the panic and the targeting of TikTok?
These guys are straight. What the fuck is that? Wait, what? I was going to say, these guys are, of course, bought and paid for by TikTok to do this, right? Including, I guess, Jamal Bowman. I don't know if he's like personally invested in it in some way because he like loves TikTok or something, or because TikTok is like lobbying directly through him. But it's like very obvious that, I mean, all of the protesters there are like paid for by TikTok. It's just, TikTok is basically doing what every other company does in the United States of America. But again, because it's Chinese, it's like clearly, you know, it's somehow indecent. But again, just like the same thing I said with everything else, it is a little indecent. You know what I mean? Not because it's a Chinese company doing it, but because it's any company doing it is indecent. It's such an interesting fucking situation for someone like myself to find themselves in this predicament where, like, on the one hand, it's like fucked up that they're doing it, but on the other hand, it's not any different than any other company doing it, but now everyone is upset about it because it's China doing it in their minds. Odd. It's such an odd predicament to be in. You know what I mean? It's the evil version of place, Japan. Yes. Yes, exactly. Much like Japan, but evil. Are you still in love with Japan? Yes. 100%. 100%.
As we know, Republicans in particular have been sounding the alarm, creating a red scare around China. They've been doing it in a variety of ways when it comes to economic competition.
I mean, he's right too.
When it comes to semiconductor manufacturing and when it
This
comes
is true.
to technology. In terms of TikTok's behavior and its risk to national security, it poses about the same threat that like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Twitter pose. So let's not marginalize and target TikTok. Let's have a comprehensive conversation about legislation that we need, federal legislation, to make sure people who use social media platforms are safe and their information is secure and their information is not being shared or sold to third parties. Because guess what? You can ban TikTok, but there are still data brokers who sell our data to other countries and businesses in other countries. They sell to the highest bidder. So let's not have a dishonest conversation. Let's not be racist towards China and express our xenophobia when it comes to TikTok, because American companies have done tremendous harm to American people. Facebook looked the other way and allowed Russia to interfere with our 2016 election. This is a fact. This is well documented. I didn't hear any member of Congress talk about banning Facebook for doing this. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and other platforms have allowed lies and misinformation to live on their platforms, even though that information may have been harmful to others. From the January 6th attack to the genocide in Myanmar, American social media companies have been used to facilitate harm in tremendous ways. So let's talk about...
It's so weird because, like, everything he said pretty much is true. It's just that when you're standing in front of that podium, in front of all of those people that were pretty much paid to be there, like, it's impossible for people to look at what you're saying and go, yeah, I agree with it. Like, I've said pretty much the identical things, with the exception of, like, being like Russia and Russiagate is objectively true, even though, yes, Russia did absolutely fucking pay for a lot of ads on Facebook. Cambridge Analytica is a true thing. It's been greatly exaggerated by liberals. That part is true, though. I hate when anti-Russiagators who are correct in their position take it so far as to say, oh, dude, what the fuck? I can't believe you're even bringing up Russia here. Like, no, they did. I mean, it played a marginal role, and it says more about, like, American politics in general that, like, a couple fucking $1 million on, like, hyper-targeted ads could, like, undermine it, right? Because it didn't. But it's still true that, you know, albeit marginal, it still played a role. Thank you, because the chat is knee-jerking about Russia weirdly. Yeah. I don't know if Bowman was paid, but the creators there were brought out by TikTok or TikTok management companies. I know them personally. Yeah.
About federal legislation to ensure the safety and security of everyone who uses social media. And part of that is related to banning data brokers and stopping them for selling our data to the highest bidder. Let's have that conversation. Let's have the conversation, by the way, let's have the conversation around how many people who sign on to social media aren't even aware of what happens to their data as they sign up. Let's have the conversation about that. Allow people the option to opt out of having their data be shared with third parties and corporations and governments that use their data for God knows what. I mean, we've allowed facial recognition software to be sold to hostile governments around the world. Let's have an honest global conversation.
Including China.
This is not just about TikTok. This is about social media.
By the way.
Let's talk about social media monopolies and breaking up big tech. There was bipartisan legislation introduced last Congress that did not move at all. Obviously, we want to talk about some of the addictive nature of these algorithms. Let's have a broader, more honest conversation about social media, and let's not scapegoat TikTok because they happen to be owned by a Chinese organization in this time of heightened xenophobia since COVID. Let's have honest conversation.
American bases are currently under attack in Syria. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, what do you want me to say about that? Oh no. What the fuck why are there American bases in Syria? Is my question. Everything you said, it was 100% right? Yeah. I agree with the things he's saying. It's just that saying it in front of the motherfucking podium like that, saying in front of the podium, in front of the TikTok podium, well, it's not great. Is there anything else that we haven't covered about TikTok? I feel like we've really dove deep into it, right?
Let's go now.
Trump is doing a rally in Waco, which people are saying is relevant because, you know, the other famous thing that happened in Waco. I don't know why you would ever do a rally in Waco. Like the Texas GOP has, I don't think, ever done a fucking like big national rally in Waco like that. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what the reason is, but the liberal media is already like running the gamut. Liberal media is already running the classic, like, let's get Trump into the presidency once again ass takes, saying like, basically stating like, oh, he's running in Waco because of Waco. And it's relevant. And also, he's running in Waco because he loves the Christian fundamentalists, which I find rather strange. I feel like it's going to get Republicans to react to that and be like, no, it's because he loves Waco, Texas. Fuck you. I don't know. It's Hog Mecca and we're in Ramadan. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Let's see what they have to say.
Legal trouble surrounding Donald Trump, with speculation swirling about a possible indictment by a New York grand jury. And facing other ongoing criminal investigations, the former president is set to hold his first major rally of the 2024 campaign this weekend. NBC senior Washington correspondent Hallie Jackson joins us now. Hallie, good morning. Let's start with the case in New York. Of course, the former president predicted he would be arrested 3 days ago, Tuesday. The grand jury has been meeting, but they're done for the week. So, I mean, what can we read, if anything, from these developments?
Yeah, tea leaf wise, Savannah, we're looking to next week, right? When we get our next clue or hint or something about how that case related to alleged hush money payments is progressing. Obviously, it didn't happen on Tuesday, as the former president suggested. We are hearing from him as he is really upping his rhetoric now over the possibility he could be indicted. Overnight, he suggested there could be potential death and destruction that could be catastrophic if that happens. And he's slamming the Manhattan district attorney as, in his words, I'm quoting here, a degenerate psychopath. This comes after the office of that DA, Alvin Bragg, is telling House Republicans they basically overstepped in asking Bragg to come testify in front of them. Remember, these are House Republicans who are largely Trump allies. Bragg's office says it's an unprecedented inquiry and only came after Donald Trump created a false expectation that he would be arrested the next day, and his lawyers reportedly urged you to intervene. Bottom line, Savannah, still a waiting game at this point as it relates to that New York case.
All right, so the legal issues are happening, but of course, in a political context. Trump is running. His first 2024 campaign rally is coming up. Now, some of the Republican rivals have circled the wagons around Trump. Governor DeSantis in Florida, who some consider his chief rival, has taken some shots. So what do you expect to happen this weekend with the former president?
I think he's going to be on attack. I've talked with a source familiar with the former president's plans here when he heads to Waco, Texas for that first kind of official rally of the 2024 campaign. I'm told that he will really go after, or is expected to, the Justice Department and the person you just mentioned, Savannah, the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis. You know, DeSantis has alluded to what he sees as issues with, for example, some of the weaponization of the Justice Department. That is a fairly common Republican line on that front. But you're also seeing DeSantis try to put some space between himself and Donald Trump. He's giving this interview now to Piers Morgan. It was teased in the New York Post and elsewhere. He's laying out the contrast here and giving a little bit of a subtle dig, saying the way we run the government, I think, is no daily drama. Focus on the big picture and put points on the board. We've been hearing a lot about DeSantis on the former president.
Let me know more about the pudding, dog. Talk to me about the pudding. I don't give a fuck about DeSantis versus Trump. Why did you lie about triple dipping into the pudding with 3 fingers? Not 1, not 2, but 3.
Online platform, Truth Social. I bet we see it in person over the weekend, Savannah. More of that in Waco.
All right, Hallie, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show.
lawmakers on Capitol Hill right here in Washington held hearings dealing with free speech at school board meetings and a GOP bill that would give parents
fucking Christian broadcast news. What the hell is this?
more oversight on classroom materials, including what books should be allowed in school libraries. CBN's Jenna Browder reports.
A fiery day on Capitol Hill in hearings debating parents' rights in the classroom. Republicans say it's about increasing transparency. Democrats, though, call it censorship and say it pits parents against teachers. Republicans taking action in response to angry parents speaking out at school board meetings over materials in public schools.
Obviously, some Democrats today want to silence parents who disagree with their woke agenda to indoctrinate American children with controversial and inappropriate curricula.
I do not want Congress to be anywhere near, like, I do not want parents and I do not want Republican legislators to be anywhere near the current curriculum. It's already dog shit as it is. Oh my fucking Lord, dude. It's so frustrating because Americans are dumb as fuck. Okay? Americans are already dumb as goddamn bricks, dog. Look at any fucking TikTok video where people are like 2 + 2 = what? And then some dumb motherfucker be like, I don't know, 7. It's like, we already fucked all of the other generations and we're making it worse and worse. Meanwhile, we're like, no, it's not enough. We got to also make them extra racist at school. Like you can't talk about the KKK. You can't talk about like racial disparities in America's past, not so distant past, as a matter of fact, in the grand scheme of history. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Wait, it's the anniversary of the Branch Davidian standoff? No way. Oh, that's sick. Yo, goddamn, I love that. Let's go. Let's go. That's awesome. Oh, that's so sick. What a weird thing to just like be in support of. Like they're just like straight pedophiles, dude. Like, yes, it was government overreach. Absolutely. They fucking they murdered babies, okay? They murdered babies, 100%. And that was completely unacceptable. Like, fuck the ATF, fuck the government agencies that did all that. They are awful. But also, wild to fucking be like, no, the baby fuckers is the side that you're on. Like, you're because like between the ATF and you know the Branch Davidians, it's like hard to take a side on that. You know what I mean? You could just say like it's totally fucked up. It's totally fucked up. The government sucks. ATF sucks. But it's very odd to just like signal that you're on the side of the baby fucker. Yeah, it's like baby killers versus baby fuckers. Don't know who wins in that. God, America's so awesome. You're on a Polygon article, dude. What's up with sludge content on TikTok? Is a trend that actually makes a lot of sense. TikTok sludge content isn't just for short attention spans. Yeah. Austin Ox, year of PR, going strong.
GOP's Parents' Bill of Rights requires schools post curriculum and respect free speech at school board meetings. Republicans focused on a DOJ memo targeting parents for acting out at school board meetings.
This is what domestic terror looks like. This is not a school board meeting. There is no hotline for any of these rights, and we are going to have a hotline that's going to report parents for caring about their children's education.
The bill's most divisive point, a requirement that schools list books in libraries. Democrats accuse Republicans of wanting to censor history.
This state-mandated censorship does not protect students. Instead, these legislative efforts will likely harm